Ukrainian forces targeted a structure occupied by Russian troops using FPV loitering drones. Following this strike, one infantryman, visibly injured, exited the building and attempted to take cover in a nearby shelter. However, Ukrainian reconnaissance drones monitoring the area from above continued to track the infantryman. As soon as he entered the small structure, the drone operator executed a rapid precision strike, resulting in a powerful explosion that effectively neutralized the target. Despite the powerful explosion, the infantryman survived the strike. It appeared that, for him, this may have been a rare moment of fortune amid the chaos of battle. The Russian infantryman quickly exited the shelter and took cover beneath a nearby supply tank. The reconnaissance drone maintained visual contact, continuing to monitor the soldier's movements closely. Shortly thereafter, a second soldier also took cover beneath the tank. It was a critical moment for the loitering drone operator, who launched a precise strike toward their position. While it appeared the soldiers had narrowly escaped earlier, their brief fortune only delayed the inevitable. The situation left little room for escape. The Ukrainian drone operators remained resolute. They advanced on the soldiers' location with precision, executing calculated strikes. Their objective was to fully eliminate the threat posed by the opposing forces. To achieve this, they launched several additional FPV loitering drone strikes in rapid succession. Powerful explosions followed each impact. The question remained, had the targets been neutralized? Finally, one of the drones closed in and successfully engaged the remaining enemy. At last, the opposing infantry had been fully neutralized. Ukrainian FPV drones are activated after detecting the presence of a Russian soldier. The soldier begins to flee upon noticing the incoming drone. The drone operator carefully tracks the target, navigating through the air to execute a precise approach. The panicking infantryman struggled to run. The FPV drone managed to catch up with the Russian soldier in a short time. The infantryman kept making sudden maneuvers, almost spinning around his own axis. The drone operator continued to pursue the soldier with determination. He was trying to tire him out further. The Russian soldier attempted to use a small tree for cover, making quick maneuvers around it in a desperate effort to evade detection. The drone operator moved with precision and restraint, waiting for the right moment. With the soldier gradually losing strength, the operator continued to press forward. Eventually, the Russian soldier could no longer flee and resorted to crawling among the tree branches. The drone maintained its position, rising and adjusting its angle to keep the target in focus. However, the infantryman showed notable resilience, despite clear signs of exhaustion. The drone operator executed a series of swift and unexpected maneuvers around the target, catching him off guard. The sudden ascent of the drone into the sky further disoriented the enemy soldier. The drone locked onto the infantryman and dove with precision between the branches of the small tree. Moments later, a powerful detonation took place. The enemy infantryman was neutralized as a result of the explosion. A Russian soldier is advancing into a wooded area, closely monitored by reconnaissance drones. An FPV drone silently trails the soldier from above. Shortly after, the infantryman attempts to use dense vegetation for concealment. However, the FPV drone swiftly initiates a focused strike on the target. A powerful explosion follows, effectively neutralizing the soldier. A Ukrainian FPV drone is closely pursuing a Russian soldier, who quickly takes cover inside a building. Moments later, the drone delivers a powerful strike, severely damaging the structure. In the aftermath, nearby soldiers begin to retreat in apparent panic, as the intensity of the operation escalates. The Russian soldiers quickly attempted to take cover in nearby buildings. However, their movements were promptly detected by Ukrainian reconnaissance drones, which continued to monitor the area with precision. Seconds later, an FPV drone executed a precise strike, causing debris from the targeted building to scatter across the area. A follow-up attack by a second FPV drone struck the adjacent structure, leading to a partial collapse. The situation left the opposing soldiers with no viable route of escape. A third FPV drone was also directed toward the area. With precise maneuvers, it successfully targeted and incapacitated one of the enemy soldiers attempting to flee the scene. The final strike on the last remaining enemy soldier was even more intense. An FPV drone equipped with high-impact payloads targeted the building where the infantryman had taken cover. The structure was completely destroyed in the explosion, effectively neutralizing the soldier inside. Reconnaissance drones detect Russian soldiers moving without restriction on Ukrainian territory. One of the opposing soldiers appears to believe he is operating safely within familiar terrain. However, an FPV loitering drone is closing in on his position. The drone operator carefully guides the system toward the target. Just as the drone is about to strike, the soldier makes a sudden move. The FPV executes several rapid aerial maneuvers, disorienting the soldier. The infantryman immediately requests support via radio. The drone operator locks onto the target and initiates a rapid strike. Caught off guard, the soldier attempts to evade, but the drone delivers a decisive impact, effectively neutralizing the threat. A powerful detonation followed. The drone was equipped with high-impact munitions, designed for maximum effectiveness. This precise strike neutralized the opposing soldier in a single action. Ukrainian forces remain actively deployed in conflict zones, working continuously to ensure that no unauthorized presence remains on Ukrainian territory. The teams operate with constant vigilance and mobility. A Russian soldier caught by a Ukrainian FPV drone found himself in a hopeless situation. No weapon, no cover, just an open road. He tried to escape with a few quick maneuvers. And for a moment, it seemed he might succeed, but the Ukrainian drone operator refused to give up. After a long chase, the soldier couldn't escape his fate. Ukraine's 34th Coastal Defense Brigade successfully targeted Russian drone operators in the occupied Kherson region. The location of the operators was identified, and a strike was conducted using a high-explosive loitering munition. Ukraine's 210th Special Purpose Battalion carried out a direct FPV drone strike on the basement of a 9-story building where, according to reports, several Russian soldiers were positioned. Ukraine's 14th Mechanized Brigade identified a Russian soldier attempting to conceal himself in a field near Vilshana in the Kharkiv region. He began running in an attempt to evade an approaching FPV drone. The Russian soldier, who managed to avoid the drone for some time, eventually became exhausted and was ultimately targeted. A Russian artillery tractor was identified by reconnaissance drones. It had reportedly halted in an attempt to conceal the accompanying artillery system. At that moment, a Ukrainian FPV drone approached the opposing vehicle. The initial impact occurred near the tractor's engine compartment, resulting in a powerful detonation. A second FPV drone then targeted the artillery system directly. It approached with precision and made contact near the barrel. Following this strike, small flames began to appear on the vehicle and its surrounding equipment. Ukrainian forces then deployed a third loitering munition drone in a steep descent from above. The operator executed a focused strike on the hull of the opposing vehicle, causing significant additional damage. Shortly afterward, the Nembai, identified as the enemy's tow truck artillery vehicle, caught fire, with large flames engulfing it following the explosion. Thick smoke gradually enveloped the target, reducing it to smoldering wreckage. Observation drones monitored the entire destruction sequence in real time. The timely identification of the system by Ukrainian forces also helped prevent potential hostile actions. F-7 type drones were employed in this operation. These FPV drones are specially modified first-person view loitering munitions used by Ukraine on the battlefield. Known for their high maneuverability, they are particularly effective against mobile targets. In the village of Univka in the Sumy region, 2 Russian soldiers entered a civilian area without authorization and moved toward a local resident's garden. At that time, Ukrainian Armed Forces aerial reconnaissance units stationed nearby were actively monitoring the surroundings using drones. Shortly after entering the garden, the Russian soldiers initiated hostile activity. They took positions around the house and were assessed as preparing to engage from within the civilian area. However, this movement was being monitored in real time. Given the urgency of the situation, Ukrainian forces immediately relayed the coordinates to FPV, first-person view, loitering drone operators. Targeting commenced. As soon as the sound of the first FPV drone was detected, the Russian soldiers appeared to panic. They attempted to conceal themselves in the garden but were forced to withdraw shortly thereafter. They abandoned the area due to the effects of the detonation. This time, the FPV drone's target is a UAZ Buchanka-type military vehicle reportedly transporting ammunition for opposing forces. The loitering drone enters the vehicle through the door. Shortly afterward, a powerful blast engulfs the vehicle. The force of the detonation propels the roof into the air, with debris scattered and fire spreading in the vicinity. This type of strike highlights both the precision of the operators and the effective deployment of FPV technology by Ukrainian forces in the field. An opposing shelter caught fire following a direct hit from a Ukrainian drone, with the blaze intensifying rapidly. The 2nd Mechanized Battalion of the 3rd Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces is conducting effective drone operations against Russian positions. The brigade is deploying specialized munitions on wooden structures reportedly used as shelters, causing them to ignite upon impact. Additionally, drone operators are executing precision strikes on underground positions, effectively disabling both the shelters and the personnel within. These operations aim to disrupt enemy movement and weaken defensive lines in the area.